Hey everyone, I hope things are going well. So we have our new schedule starting today. The stream will be Mondays starting at 8 all the way to probably 10 or 11. Or we are going to do also Thursdays from 8 to 10 as well. That's kind of how we're going to be doing it. I also got a new mic, so let me know if it sounds weird because we're testing it. I'm testing it out to make sure that it works correctly. But yeah, so today, today's goal is to go to the streaming tool. We made some changes there, and we want to go back and make sure that those changes are working correctly. So it's showing like when new subscribers subscribe to the channel. So I want to make sure that works correctly. And then we have a couple bugs in the project itself. So I want to make sure it works correctly. Cool. I'm glad you could hear me. Let me know if it sounds like too echoey or roomy. Because I'm trying. So I also got a mic. So I got a mic and I'm testing it out. I want to make sure it works correctly. And one of those changes. So I'm not using my headset mic anymore. I'm using a mic that is under this right now. Okay. So we have a couple bugs. We have 3 bugs that we also have to fix. So first, I want to make sure that we are able to handle new subscribers. So we started a new subscriber. What's that? Notifications. Yeah, so we added a way for us to trigger notifications and alerts without having to do anything from the Twitch side of things. We are just like faking the alerts. So for example, we have this one, which triggers a new follower alert. So let's see if that works. No. Oh, that's weird. This is loading forever. It's loading forever. Why that API endpoint doesn't work? So so it should trigger unless the event. That might be it. Just kill this. Okay, so it looks like something is blocking and it's not letting us kill it. I wonder what that is. So let's kill it with the activity. So something might be blocking that and not letting it run. Okay, there we go. We also have to check why it was blocking like that. Cool. Okay, so we could try this again. So I wonder if there was something weird happening. We had it running for a while, so okay, so there we go. And we should see a notification. So we're still using the same setup that we had before, where we have one place that has like all the notifications. So we trigger here. Okay, there we go. So why it's not showing up in the stream is the next question. So it should show up as part of the stream because I haven't changed it there. Okay, so we could try it again. Oh, weird. So I am not hearing the alert. So it looks like it's showing up in the stream, but okay, there we go. For some reason I didn't hear the sound. Okay, so that is working. And there's the second one and the third one. But why? Oh, I think I know why. It's because it's there. Okay, cool. So that's an alert for new followers. Let's use subscribers. And this one is for new subscribers. Okay, so it's pretty much the same. So we have to change the sound. So the sound that I want to use is one that we got from when we were playing games a while back. So I'm going to use that sound for it. So we just have to update our overlay to start using that sound. So notifications, and I think I think this one is called... I already saved it, so it's this one here. So we could try it out and see if that works. Okay, so we should go here. So I have to refresh this here, and I have to refresh the source. Does it? So OBS will not refresh the source, so I have to make sure that the source works correctly. Okay, so we could then trigger a new one. Not sure why we do not hear the new sound. Okay. Let me refresh it again. It's really weird that we're not hearing the new sound. We should be able to hear it. Maybe I messed up somewhere in the code. Okay, so we could do new subscriber. Nope, that is not the one. Okay, so something is messed up with the sound that is playing. The ROM sound is playing. So it might be something to do with the overlay code. So when we made the changes a few weeks back, we never went back and made sure that the correct sounds are playing. So we have a subscriber element for the sound. So this is the audio. Yeah, so we are playing the same sound. Here we want to do subscriber audio. So the ROM audio is playing for the user. Sorry, for new subscribers. So I fixed that. Then I'm gonna refresh the source on OBS. Make sure we get it correctly. Okay. And then we refresh this one too, so we get both. Okay. So I didn't hear it, so I might be messed up. There's just no error. Okay, there we go. So that is the new sound we're gonna be playing. So every time there's a new subscriber, we're gonna play this song. This noise here. So I want to make sure that it's playing correctly inside of OBS. Yeah, cool. So that's gonna be our new notification. And then the last thing I want to do before we start fixing some bugs is I wanted to find a yeah, it's very funny. I like it a lot. So this is Copter from 1 Hour Game Nights. We decided he was enjoying playing the game, so part of the video that I did a while back, we ended up just taking that. Now I need to change the GIF for it, so I need to find one that we can use. That would be fun to use. I'm not sure. Also, if you have any suggestions, feel free to put in the chat. Okay, so I need to find just a GIF that we could use. Maybe. Maybe, very, very possible. I was thinking about it. So I was also thinking of this one. Let's see. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it. I don't know why it's so hard to find it. Okay, I think I found it. Okay. I was thinking of this one. As part of it. It looks very funny, so I was thinking of doing that one. And I mean, I think I'm gonna do this one, but the unicorn one sounds very cool too. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I haven't used Java before, but I haven't used it in a while, so I would say I don't know Java that well anymore. Like, I haven't used it in so long that I don't think I could be efficient using it. So mostly I know Go, Python, PHP, and some yes, in JavaScript and TypeScript, but that's pretty much it. Why do you ask? Real game. Okay, so I want to change the GIF. Open to. Okay, so I'm gonna change our GIF here to the new one that we're gonna be using. And I'm saving this one locally, so we could just serve it straight from these images. Yeah. Okay. So we could go back here and trigger a new one. Whee! Oh, I have to refresh the source. Okay, so refresh the source, refresh this, make sure we have the right images. Okay, and then we trigger again. It kind of looks very small. I wonder if I could make it bigger. Yeah, it looks very, very small. Alright, yeah. If there is maybe too big. Oh, I could test how it would look like in our editor. So in OBS, so this is how it would look in OBS. And then just re-encode it. I think maybe we should try 200 and see how it looks. Okay, and then we gotta do notifications, and then okay, we're gonna turn this off. Then we are gonna take this class off. Okay, so it looks bigger. We could try it out and see how it looks. Refresh. I'm so glad we did this, where we are able to trigger notifications without having to go through the pain of like sending out. Okay. Oh, I didn't refresh OBS. So every time I make a change to the CSS or HTML or JavaScript, I have to go back and refresh OBS to make sure it works correctly. Yeah. It looks better. But I didn't see it as part of the streams. I wonder why. Oh, I see. It's appearing very slowly. Wait. Okay, I think. Okay, that one looks good. So I'm gonna use that one for now. And leave as it is. So that means that we are done with subscription notifications. So I'm gonna move on to adding just fixing bugs. We have a couple of bugs that we need to fix. The first one is we need to teach our client for the Twitch chat. So we have a client that connects to Twitch, and then from there it takes all that information and shows it as an overlay for the chat as part of the stream. But the issue that happens is from time to time when Twitch will send us a message to reconnect. So it's something like, so the message is it will send a reconnect message, and then when you have that reconnect message, you have to your client has to reconnect. Yeah, so it could reconnect in so it has 8 seconds to reconnect. And our client currently doesn't support that. So if Twitch sends us this message, we are just going to crash. So this is the message that we get when that happens. So we just need to teach our chat client to handle that gracefully. So we'll just do that. Okay, so first I want to change what I'm working on. So so we have a command. So we have a today command. So when I run it, it tells what we're working on. But what I want to do is I want to change that, and so I think is CMD, and then today I'm gonna change it to we don't. So the way set up is that we could put like a message and then like a description. But for now, I'm just gonna ignore that and say fixing. Okay, cool. And then cool. So that's kind of one of the things I ended up building is that like a week and a half ago. It's a way for us to show to add commands and remove commands in real time. So we are now going to fix those bugs. So I think there's 3 of them, and maybe for the remainder of the stream, I'm going to fix those. So pretty much this is a token that's causing the issue. So to fix it, well, first we have a scanner. So we just need to make sure that our scanner handles it correctly. And if it handles it correctly, then we could go and check our parser. So we need to figure out where it's failing. So we are just gonna add it as the test case. So the output here is the one that's drawing the error. Yeah, so we don't have it here. So I'm just gonna add it to the bottom. Well, let me add it to the top. And then I'm gonna do so I want to keep track of the issue that this is fixing. So here we're gonna do that. And then here we are gonna say this is pretty much what we're expecting. And I'm not sure how it's gonna look like. So for now, I'm gonna just do that. So we're using table-driven testing. So what I'm doing now is just adding a case. In that case, we are expecting to get this response from the client, sorry, from the server, and we don't know how we're gonna parse it yet. So we are just gonna leave it as blank. And then here I could just rerun the test. I'm gonna run the test. So it's gonna run all the tests and make sure that they're working correctly. But it should fail because that other case doesn't do anything special. Okay, yeah, so valid token found T. Yeah, so this is kind of what we're expecting because we're not handling that case. So I wonder if we have yeah, we do have an R. So we just have to add reconnect. So here we have R and let's see. So we're expecting E here. And what we need to do now is, I think I need to add a new token. Scanner. Oh, token. And then we're gonna add a new one. Oh, we already have it. I'm not sure why we're not using it. Okay, so we have reconnect. And here we have to, I'm just gonna do reconnect. Okay, so we're gonna do reconnect, and then we are gonna do, so we have O, yeah, we have O, and then we're gonna do, we're gonna move it. So we need to count how many letters are in reconnect. So, so here we are. Wait, I did something wrong. Oh, okay, so we moved 2 letters. So we are RE. So RE. Then we have connect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7. And then we're gonna return token that reconnect. So what we're doing now is just so we're parsing we built this like 2 months ago. So we're parsing each character by itself, and then when we find specific characters, we are then branching out and doing some actions on those characters. In this case, we're finding E. And in this case, we're finding O. So that means that this is room state, and this is just reconnect in this case. And then this only applies to the R cases. Okay, so here, we could just rerun our test. Okay, then we go server and then to scanner. Okay, cool. And this is what we expected, right? So we're expecting the colon, then we expecting the server name, so Twitch, and then the space, and then reconnect. So that means that our parser is working correctly. So for our test case, yeah, so this is kind of our test case, right? So we have colon, then the server name, so the chat server name, and then the command that we're expecting. So in this case is reconnect, and this is kind of what we are expecting here. So that means that now our scanner knows how to parse reconnect. So if we run it again, it should work. Now the other part that we have to do is teach our parser how to handle reconnects. So our parser right now doesn't know. So if I go here and I add parser test, cool. So if I go here and then I add a new case, I don't want to change this. So I'm gonna add a new case here saying, so this is the input. Here, this is, I copied too much. Okay, so this is the input that our chat server is sending to us. There is no channel. There is no message. There is no user. So this is kind of, it's going through and seeing, different information that we need. Okay, and then here we have a token, which is just reconnect. Okay, so reconnect, and then there is no tags because there is nothing there. So I'm just gonna copy this empty struct here. Okay, so here we now have a new test case for our parser. So we can just do the same, we run it, and then we should see. Oh, so this is the issue, right? The issue was like I didn't really clean up the mess that I brought in. So okay, so that is right. So the message that we were getting is correct. It's because I had a bunch of extra stuff. Okay, so here I can just do rerun this. And then this is not right. It's supposed to be reconnect. Okay. Cool. So that worked. So we have reconnect. So now our parser knows how to handle that. And the next part we have to do is teach our client how to handle reconnect. So we don't need this file anymore. Okay, so I think we just need to change our tests here. Okay, so for this one, we are just gonna do a new case. I'm gonna call it a reconnect. And this is the input. So this is what we're putting into. So our server is the Twitch chat server is returning this. And then what do we do here? So the issue here is mostly because we have to handle cap. There is. The thing here that happens is that I want to be able to, there is a specific function that we have to call and to initialize. So we need to close a connection and then a new connection should be open. So maybe I should just write a separate test for it. So it shouldn't be part of this read here. Because the user, whoever, we should handle this internally and people didn't have to, the person using this client wouldn't need to know about it. So I'm just gonna do a new function and then handle it there. Test reconnect. And I have to look at the listener. So we are using so this is what we're using. So we're using this here. And I just need to check how, yeah, so we're using net. So I wonder if net has a reconnect. So like if I close the connection, can I reopen it? Maybe just create a new one, right? So we should close the connection and then open a new one. But if something is, we should take a lock. So maybe we should start locking every time we try to write. Wait, we should lock, but that seems a bit too much. So maybe there is a way for us to reconnect. If not, yeah, there's no way to reconnect. So we are just gonna, okay, let's see if we're making this correct. So okay, so we are calling connect. Then we're doing a for loop. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to stop. Yeah, we're gonna shut it down. We don't want it to completely stop. So that's the thing that we have to be careful, because if we call shut down, it will close all the channels. So we don't want to do that. We would just want to call shutdown here. So how are we blocking? We might not be blocking, so that might be a good thing here. So that means like we are not. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, we're not blocking. Just close this. Okay, so I'm gonna write the test first, and then figure out how to implement it. So the goal is that when we get a reconnect message, we should be able to handle it. But there's a lot of things we have to change too. So the thing that's happening that we are doing here is that we're doing these two things, but maybe these two things should happen inside of. So yeah, we're setting a connection. Okay, so I'm gonna move that there to here. Okay, so we are gonna save that. Then we are going to move. Okay, and here, I think I'm using a lock, so I'm going to see that. I'm going to take a relock. And where should I release it? The way there, and I think I should just release it here. So the goal is that while we are handling a message, we're not gonna we have to reset a connection, right? But if we reset a connection when we are making a request or so answering a message or getting a message, we shouldn't do that. We should just finish parsing the message. And then yeah, so we should finish parsing the message. So we are taking a lock. So this here, So this line here is going to take a lag. Every time that we start reading a message, we're going to take a lag. And okay, so we're going to take a lag. Then we are going to release a lag here. So after we send the message to all the channels. One thing I noticed is that we also have to release a lag here and here. Okay, cool. So now we have a lag. Let's see if this works. Okay, so that's still working. Well, still working because I haven't changed. No, I'm not in the right place. Okay, so let's change. I may have changed a bit too. I think I undid something. 67. Oh, it's in the test. Oh, I ended up changing some of the logic a while back, and this is now different. So this is on message listener. So that's the return state pointer. And then text. Yeah, so I didn't fix my test. So I made some changes a while back and didn't go back and fix those tests. So this should work now. I think I might have ended up messing this up. So let's just remove the lags. Okay, so that one works. I wonder if it has to do with the reader. Wait. I am moving that in here. Okay, so it's the readers themselves. So I wonder what's going on here. Oh, it's waiting for messages, and that's kind of the issue that's happening. It's like there's no message. It's not getting any messages. Cool. So okay, so we need to figure out why this part. So if I move this part here, it breaks, but I think I know why. Yeah, so that breaks. So maybe for now, I'm just gonna keep it out here. Then we just need to make sure how we could lock if we're reading before we close the connection, right? Because we don't want to close the connection while we're reading. So maybe here I could just do the same thing and do d dot. So I'm gonna take a read lag. So there is a difference. So a read lag lets you lag. So you're able to lag only doing reads, and then you have a ton of reads. So you could have like 100 different things reading from one place, and then it wouldn't lag, right? Because you're only reading. The only thing that will block is when you do try to take a regular lock. So you try to take a regular lock, it's gonna block. Wait. Oh, I should be careful because I am taking multiple locks. Which is okay. So I'm gonna be careful. I have to be careful just because I'm taking 10 different locks here. I'm just gonna create a new kind of lock. So I'm just gonna call it connection. I'm gonna create a connection lock, and it's just gonna be another sync. Sorry. Okay, so the reason why I did this is because I'm using if I have a ton of locks that are reusing the same bio, so right here, and then there's another one somewhere else that's kind of doing the same, then it's just gonna lock for it. It's gonna be a deadlock because you have too many things trying to rewrite to the same place, and they're all taking locks. So here, I will have to do. The new one is connect lock or call this. Yeah, it's a better name. And we want to make sure that we unlock this one here because we're returning, so we should just clean up after ourselves. So we unlock here, and then we unlock after the for loop is done. Okay, so then we unlock the connection here because we're done. Wait, are we really done? Oh wait, so we don't need the connection in here. We only, yeah, I think we are lacking too much. Okay, so we only need to lock when we use the connections. So I'm gonna keep this, gonna rename it to new text. Okay, so we only need to lock when we send a message. So every time that we use connect. Okay, so we have to lock here. We're gonna lock there because we're taking a connection, and then we're adding it here. So we're gonna lock here. Okay, so we have that. Maybe it might even be better to move this to its own function. So I would do that next. So, and just returns just says it. And then we have that, which is okay. We should take a lock here. So we should do connect, because we're using the connection here again, so we want to make sure the connection is not being used. Connect, and we are going to just take a lock, and then we're going to defer the unlock. So we're going to unlock after we're done with the function itself. Okay, cool. And then we have a send command, which I believe is using connect. Yeah, so it's using connect here. So we should just take a look when we start checking for it. So we're gonna do here. We're gonna do see connect. Again, the goal is to be able to. We want to replace the connection. And to replace the connection, we have to make sure that nothing is using it. Or if something is using it, we could then wait until that is done using it, then close the connection, because we have 8 seconds to close the connection. So Twitch is giving us 8 seconds to close the connection, so we could just wait it out and see when something's done. Okay, so let's just run our test and make sure that things are not broken. I've ended up breaking something else. Oh, we still have those. We don't need these ones. We don't need those because we are not doing anything with the connection here. We are something with connection. Okay, cool. So the goal is here. I'm gonna take some of these things. Okay, so you're writing the input. Then we're gonna start the client. And we don't have to listen for messages because we're not expecting any messages. Okay, so we start the client. We are now, it should just restart. So we need to figure out how to we could probably compare the pointers. So the connection that we have right now and the connection that we had before shouldn't be the same. So let's see what happens. Okay, so okay. So if we get this message here, we are going to pass that to our test server. So we are at this point we have a Mac server, so we're not hitting the Twitch API directly. Sorry, the Twitch chat server directly. Okay, so here and then so here we want to do find that. Oh, I don't have access to it. Oh, you know what? I could just have a channel. We have another channel, so we have home message. Reconnect. So we do an action. And destruct. Okay, so we could block onto reconnects. So if we do a reconnect action, then we would add it to that channel. But if nothing is listening to that channel, okay, so let's try that. So we're gonna do act channel with an empty struct. We're gonna say okay, and then here let's just make it return something. So let's see. Here we could do is reconnecting, We do client dot on connect. And it's gonna return. We're gonna change this to Boolean. Okay, so and here we're just gonna print it out. Okay, so I think our test should just block here because nothing is here tonight. If we do go test, yeah, it's gonna block because that channel is not being written to. Then in our for loop here, we need to handle that. So we have ping, now we just have to handle it, reconnect. No, I wonder if it, no, not happened yet. So if we do token dot reconnect. Okay, so if we reconnect, we are gonna send, we're gonna write to that on reconnect. We're gonna just send true. And then the other issue is, okay, so we send true. It would be a good time for us to just take. So we have to change all of this. It looks something like on reconnect. This is an IO reader. Yeah. So we could take this function takes a IO reader. So if we do IO reader, it takes an IO reader. I missed naming, but back to it. Okay, and then for our function, we are just gonna pass. Okay, and then this here. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see. Oh, it's not an IO reader. It's a syntax, ATAX proto. Reader. Okay. And it's a pointer. Okay, so that's, yeah, so you reconnect it, but now I want to make sure that the connection is not the same. So how would I? Oh, I just should just check what if I send something to the server. What do I get back from it? Or here's something else we could do. Maybe we could teach our Mac server. So send response. We could probably send a message. No, because the client is reconnected. Let's send a message to it and see what happens. So we're gonna write to our server. See what the response we get back. So for our test, if this is not true, our test is gonna fail because we're expecting the connection to reconnect it. Okay. Cool. And then here we are expecting we're gonna write to client, so we know client that send message. So we're gonna say testing, and let's see what you get back. We will get something. No, we wouldn't get anything back because the response of the server, we don't have a response from the server. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that works. Then here we'll have to set a different response for our server. So here, our server will have to return something different. And then here, I want to return a message. So let's see if we could find like a simple message that we could send back. I don't think we have a simple message. Okay, we could look at our parser. Maybe a simple message there. Okay, yeah, so we could just send this something like this back. How that behaves. Okay, cool. So we are gonna so I wonder if this is something. So this is blocking. Let's see what our client is doing. Maybe you should store it. Restore the reader. I'm gonna store the reader. So I think it's blocking here. So let's see. I think it's blocking there. Yeah, so it's blocking because it's waiting for a message, but it's not getting the message because Wait, why are you not getting the message? So we could look our Mac server. Okay, so this is our Mac server. We're setting the response and we're adding a new line, and then when the client connects, we are sending that message. So okay, so the server sends a message. Okay, so that's the first one. Cool. The issue is like we're not seeing the new one. So I wonder if the client is really reconnecting. So we could do here. So we are going to just track new client's connection. Client connecting. Alright, so we should see 2 of these messages. So why are we not seeing 2? So, oh, I know why. Silly me. So the issue here is that I'm not starting a new connection. That is the biggest problem. So I'm not in this at all. I'm just gonna take the whole thing and add it into a yeah, I'm gonna take the whole thing and put it inside of a function. Okay, so we should also close the current connection. So we should close the current connection, because if we don't close the current connection, that means that we are just leaving, there is a resource leak, because we're gonna open a new connection and never close it. Okay, so this looks better. So we are opening a new connection and then we're waiting for a message, but we never send that message. Why not? So now we're sending the second response, but the parser is not seeing that second response. How do I handle client disconnect? Nope. I don't think I'm handling the disconnect correctly. Sending response from server. We could check what that response is. So here we could do just to make sure that we know what it is. I think it's the response that we're expecting. And we do it. Okay, so in this case, Oh, wait, why is this something I need to respond? Shouldn't be anti-response. So that is right. Right. Then this is anti. Why is anti? If it's n. Oh, if it's. Oh. I see. I see. Because I'm reusing the buffer. Okay, there we go. Cool. So the issue was that I was reusing the buffer. And then since I was reusing it, it was misbehaving. Okay, so I got rid of that. And then here, we're gonna go back to our client. Okay, for our client, I'm gonna get rid of this here and okay, so I'm just gonna probably turn this whole thing into a function that does all the work. So it does like all the reconnecting. So I'm probably gonna call it client and it returns an error. And then I'm just gonna take all of this. I'm debating if I want to handle setting this to the TP as part of this work, as part of this function. Probably not. I don't think it's necessary, but let's see. And nothing. Okay. And here we just take a lack of. Okay. Cool. So we are taking a global. So we're taking a lack here. We return an error. This is supposed to be lowercase space. Okay. So we are taking lack of the connection. The only difference is okay, I think I might create a bug, but let's see if this is right. Okay, so here we want to do should be okay, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, and then if error is not nil, we are just gonna return the error. Okay, and then here of this. Okay, so this is the issue here. Okay, so we're back here. Take that in. And then connect is gonna check if see that connect. It's not. No. I think there's another one that I have to check. There's like okay. What is it? Okay. Oh, I don't have access to okay. I did. If I close a connection that is already closed, what will happen? We just return an error saying that it's closed. Okay. So here we are just gonna be if error is not nil, then we're gonna return another error saying a. Well, I care about the error. I don't care about this error. The reason why I don't care about it is because I'm creating a new connection. So I'm just closing the old connection. Okay. And this is supposed to be private because no one's supposed to use this directly. We're gonna go back to start. We're gonna start the connection. We are getting here, here, and we are changing this here too. See that. Okay, so now we have a new connection, and we have an error message. Okay, cool. Now the question for myself is, do I want to store the reader? I think I do want to store it because I feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like I'm repeating myself here and then the line above. It's doing the same work. So if I save the, if I take the reader and I store as part of the client, and then when a connection gets started, I create the reader. And so I'm going to take this whole thing and add it to our connection. Our connection is the one that's going to set up all that work. And here it's going to set it here to the reader as the reader. We don't need to do this anymore. And we can just do see that. No, not pass it. Okay. And then we could do see that reader that read line. Okay, and we could just get rid of all of this. Okay, cool. So I think that would do it. Or not. So wonder which one's okay. Okay, so I think the reconnecting is failing. Why is it failing? Let's see if it's failing here. So we might have a race condition when two locks are being taken at the same time. So reconnecting. Okay, so it's reconnecting. Great. Is it here? Oh wait, that is weird. So it might be a flaky, we just might have written a flaky test. 100 times. Yeah, so I think we have a flaky test. There's no race condition there. Now there is. There's a bunch of race conditions in our test server. Okay, so let's just fix those race conditions inside of our test server. So this is not coming from the current code that we're writing. This is our Mac server just having a bunch of race conditions. Okay, I do have a lock. So let's start with the ones that are writing. So line 47. Oh, yeah, that would do it. So, oh, I'm taking a relock. Where's burn it? Wait, what is happening? So line 47 is the one writing. So this is line 47. Reading. Wait, it's supposed to be reading. It's writing thread. A bit of messing up my. Okay, so 47. And I guess instead of taking a lock here, we just take a instead of taking a read lock, we should just take a write lock, like a general lock. Okay, cool, that did it. Okay, so that one's blocking. So I wonder if we're doing something that is blocking the channel. So the one that is blocking is Let's make sure that we are reconnecting. Okay. Right into this channel. Okay. We'll run it again and see. Okay, so that is happening. So they should now. I wonder if maybe this might be the issue. I think the issue is mostly just a race condition between when we send a message. Yeah, so we are not writing back. That is not the issue. Maybe our Mac server. Let's look at our Mac server. Okay, so we have our Mac server. And let's see what is sending us back. So we are setting the response for our Mac server. So this server is the one that we are using for testing. So it has some like weird logic that we are using to be able to send and receive messages and make it seem like we're behaving like a Twitch client. We're cleaning up after ourselves. Yeah, we're shutting ourselves down. But are we turning off the Mac server too? It's turning off the client, turning off. Yes, turning off the Mac server too. So something weird is happening because some of the messages are missing. So if I run it again, it works the first time, right? The second time there's just a bunch of empty messages. And I don't want to start a new server, so. What is going on? Let's see. So currently the issue is that our response is empty. Wait. That's not right. Yeah, so the response we're sending to the server is empty. Maybe here we're testing for too much. We only care that the response did that the connection to the server was reset correctly. So we're doing that already. And then so we don't have to get fancy. Hey SSP, hydrating. Thank you for the hydrate. Okay, so that is fixed. A bunch of changes. Git diff. We have a lot of changes because we didn't commit the changes for our supporting. We didn't do the subscriptions yet. the change that we did for subscription. So I'll push that at some point tomorrow. But for now, I'm just gonna do the bug fix. Oh. I don't want to push that. And I don't want to. Okay. So I am going to push that. And I'm going to do. Go. Okay. Fix that. We're gonna this one too. And we can have our test. So we have cool. So that will handle this, and is part of. Okay, so that will close our issue. Cool. Ooh. I think I pushed it a bit too much. I broke something. Yeah. I ended up pushing this change here. And this change here. So that means that it's broken. So let's see. Quickest way to fix it. Okay, so for now, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna add this one back. So the thing is, right now, there's a bunch of changes sitting on my repo. Sorry, sitting on my computer locally because I didn't push them. And that was a mistake on my part because now I have to support. We are kind of half broken. Because we have some of the clients expecting something else, and so expecting this firewall here to work. Okay, and we should start making these things safe. So in this case, it wouldn't block. And here, it's gonna default. Okay. Cool. We should do the same. But in this case, you're sending to channel. This is another bug that I wanted to fix. So because we're using select, even if you're not listening to a channel, it's just not gonna send it. So in the case before, if nothing was listening to a channel, it's gonna block onto something started listening to the channel. In this case, it's just gonna try to send the message. If nothing is listening to that channel, it's just gonna. Okay. Let's make sure that this is running. So maybe the thing that we're gonna work. So the next stream is Thursday. So maybe the next thing I work on is adding GitHub Actions. Yeah, so I think that's the next thing I will probably work on is just adding GitHub Actions, so we could create pull requests and then run our test suite to make sure that it works correctly. Okay. Cool. Okay, so that should work. Didn't have broken anything else. So now we're able to handle reconnect messages. The next part that I want to be able to handle is so when you use subscribe or subscribe, you're able to send a message. So in this case, Copter subscribe with Twitch Prime, and then they said, guess what? But then for some reason it just broke completely. It didn't work at all. So I wonder if you should handle this one. I think I will probably leave it for the next stream. I think I will end the stream here. Again, thank you so much for watching.